Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the third part of clinical research in which we will discuss about ethics. Ethics is a Greek word meaning moral. Ethics is made up of the word ethos, which is a Latin word meaning character. The word is used to indicate the justification of research project world over. So, character, like in all walks of life, is very important in research. This is because whenever a biomedical research project is undertaken, then there are issues that are relevant to safety of humans. In India, medical institutes have institutional review board or institutional ethical committees. These committees meet periodically and assess the morality of research project. The submission for research project should be timely and proper. Ethics has four principles. First, autonomy. Second, non-maleficence, which means not harmful to anyone. Third, beneficence. And fourth, justice. Now, the history of medical ethics is all started with a war crimes where prisoners of war were submerged in the cold water or made to fly at high altitude, and it was noted that what was the end outcome. Therefore, the issue started erupting. The end point of many of these trials were death. Likewise, there was an infamous syphilis experiment done in blacks in the USA, and the explanation that they were given was that they had bad blood. On April 18th, in 1979, Belmonton report was published in the USA, and subsequent to this, President of the US publicly apologized for the ill behavior of state doctors in handling the syphilis trial. This and many other experiments promoted Nuremberg Code that came into existence in 1949. This had several major principles that are still backbone of clinical research. First, research participant should be voluntary, that is autonomy, should be done by qualified person. Prior animal data must be there before human experiment could be done. Good design should be there. Patient or participant should have the freedom to opt out of the study whenever they feel like. Minimal injury or risk should be there. Investigator has to take the responsibility of the trial so that he or she could act as interface between ethics committee and the sponsor of the trial. Some of the deficiency of the Nuremberg Code were brought out in the due course of time and were addressed by Helsinki's declaration. These guidelines were then adopted by World Medical Association 18th meeting and have been revised 6 times since then. Belmonton report discussed above had recommended three main principles of medical research. First, autonomy; second, beneficency; and third, justice. These three principles of research are valid even now and rather have become the cornerstones. In this slide, there is given a quick idea about Nuremberg Code. A question arises: why need so much of regulation in biomedical research? The answer is very simple. One would have to deal with humans. Not everyone is equipped with the medical knowledge and is familiar with terminology used. Therefore, some intervening agency had to be there so they could protect right of the participant as well. Though most clinical trials are done in accordance with clinical research protocols and violations are uncommon. Still, to protect the vulnerable section of society, a body composed up of several sections of society is needed. Likewise, sponsors should have had exposed population from other nationalities also to the drug, and not just people from low income countries. More so, If a drug were to be used in the country where it is developed, it must be cost effective as well. So, in nutshell, there are several issues. Now, what is the issue in our country in ethics? Ethics of clinical research in India is started in 1980s when first guidelines for Indian biomedical professionals were released. It was a small booklet of just 20 odd pages, and guidelines were in their preliminary phase. Later, in year 2000, the guidelines were revised, and latest version was done in 2006. Discipline of medical ethics involving biomedical research in India is relatively new phenomena. Several medical colleges in India are yet to have their own ethical committee. Bioethics is yet to become a part of undergraduate curriculum. There are issues also about the way consent is obtained in clinical research. Evolution of ethics in India, however, has been significant.